day.
Hi, nice to meet you.
I'm so glad that you could come to the parent-teacher conference today. So, there were a few things I want to talk to you about Charlie. She's doing great in
Good,
class.
I hope. Okay.
Yes. Okay. There's just like two small areas that we need to work on.
Mhm.
But start by telling you the great things because she really is great.
Okay.
So, she's on grade level in her reading and in all other subjects. And when it comes to vocab, she's actually above her reading level, which is great.
That's very good to hear.
Yeah, she told me you have like bookshelves of books in your house.
Yes, we do actually. My husband's a professor, so he just has a bunch of books, and then I work at a daycare.
Oh, good.
So we always have books around. Yeah.
That's perfect because we're gonna need a few more books to get her, completely good.
Yeah.
Okay. So, like I said, she's great in class. She always participates. She gets along with everyone. When I ask her to, write on the board, she's more than eager. And she's just really a pleasure to have in class. I really enjoy her.
Yeah, actually, I hear really good things about you as well. She loves having you as a teacher.
Well, thank you. Yeah. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is her phonics.
Mm-hmm.
So, her, phonics are usually just, like the sounds and letters and stuff.
Yeah.
Like sounds within a word. And she's really good at it because usually by this age they, have a good grasp on it.
Mm-hmm.
But she has a little bit of problems with words that have more than one syllable.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not that she can't read it. It's
Mm-hmm.
just she'll look at it and kind of read the beginning of the word and make up the rest.
So it's just her sounding it out is the kind of the issue, or is she kind of quits halfway, or like what exactly?
Well, I think the problem is that she gets a little bit excited and wants to just keep reading, and so she'll read the beginning and she'll find a word that sounds familiar to her.
Mm-hmm.
So like there was a time when she was reading a book and it said Zachariah in it, and one of the students in our class is named Zachary, and so she just read Zachary.
Oh, so she'll replace the words, but that's is that normal sort of
Oh,
for
yeah.
students to do that? Okay.
Mm-hmm. It's fine, and it's not hurting her when it comes to like reading. She still understands what the story's about, but it's just when she reads it out loud, sometimes the words aren't exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
And so she has that in multi-syllable words, like I said, and also with digraphs, which are just they're words, or they're like parts of sounds where you would say like both sounds, like with th, it's like it's a different sound, but if you use I can't even think of one right now.
Like broom, like
yeah,
it's the B and the R.
Yes,
okay.
You can hear both. That's perfect. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. No, like I said, I'm familiar. I work at a daycare, so.
Yeah. So with both of those, she just has a little bit of problems, and it's the same thing. She just kind of replaces the letters, which isn't a big deal. We can, easily get over that. We just have to let her read a little bit more. There's some computer reading programs that I can show you.
Are those available through the school, or would I have to possibly purchase them myself?
Oh, they're available through the school, and there's a bunch of free ones that I can show you.
Okay.
I'll send you some links. I'll email them to you. And also for the digraphs part, she can do word maps. So she can write, burr, and then other words that can start with burr.
So it's basically just like a list, but in a web or something like that.
Yeah. Okay. She's just getting familiar with words that aren't always in her vocabulary. Okay. And so a lot of word games would greatly help her phonics, and just a little push would get her, perfect sailing.
Yeah,
so
I feel like that's definitely something you easily incorporate at home. Probably even before dinner or after dinner, I could see this happening.
Okay. And if you wanted to play them with her, I think it would help her a lot more, because if she's sitting there alone on a computer, doing what she might feel is homework, she might not be into it as much as if, you were doing it with her.
So see it as more as an activity rather than a task?
Yes.
Okay.
And then there was one other thing is the comprehension.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, she understands, the gist of the stories, but when it comes to her explaining her thinking, she has just a little bit of problems.
Is that sort of recalling details from the story, or is just kind of explaining what happened in the story?
Both.
Both. Okay.
Yes.
So, okay.
So when I ask her about details, like, why did, Sally go to the store, she'll sit there for a minute and then just go like, I don't know. And I'm not sure if it's because she doesn't remember
Mhm.
or if she's, just doesn't really want to think about it. And either way, I mean, we can still like help her. And
like, what are some ways I can help her like with that?
Well, I feel like because all the examples, like all the times I tested her, I was giving her stories that she had never read before.
Mhm.
And so, because that's what they do in tests, like
Yeah.
the state standards test. And maybe if she spent a little more time reading it.
Okay, so maybe read a little slower, kind of to comprehend what's happening in the story.
Because she's a fast reader, which isn't a bad thing
Uh-huh.
until it comes to explain your thinking.
Yeah.
Which we need to do in school.
Mhm.
And so,
Okay, so just sort of have her read. Try not to like have her just skip some words, because I know you were talking about she'd like maybe able to replace or skip a word. So maybe like around that time, just kind of have her read a story to me, and then I can ask her questions about like what it was about or something like that. Like, is that something that would work?
That would actually be perfect. That is exactly what I was going to suggest.
Wow.
And so along with explaining her thinking,
Mhm.
she doesn't always infer like what's coming up next.
Mhm.
So if I ask her, what do you think is going to happen next in the story, she won't take her context into consideration. Like, she won't look at what's being told in the story to guess what's going to happen next. Instead, she's just like, oh, she's going to go shopping, even though like the story's about going to the circus.
Oh, so it's kind of her just being imaginative, I guess, in a way, but I mean, it's a good thing and a bad thing sometimes.
Yeah, it's a good thing because we always want imagination,
Yeah.
but when it comes to explaining a story and taking a test, it's not always the best thing. And so we can work on that easily. It's the biggest thing is just more practice.
Practice.
Okay. So just, retelling the story. If you wanted to help her like draw out a story map, just like, beginning, middle, end, right? More detail than just she went to the store. Like, she went to the store, she got pizza, she got cheese, and like a little more detail.
So just have her elaborate a little bit more. Okay. Yeah, honestly, that's something so easy that we can do at home. But I didn't really know where she was at with some of her reading, because while like I teach preschool, I don't teach, these higher grades, so it's kind of hard.
Yeah, and I know that she loves reading like specific kinds of books, so you might only see her in the parts where she's really good at, because, if she excels in this part and she loves to read, she's going to read more of this.
Yeah.
And so maybe, show her other books. You're like, oh, I want you to read this book. This is, like, show her one of the books that you used to like at her age.
Oh, okay.
And just...
I can find them.
Yeah, well, I have a bunch of books in my classroom. If you wanted to borrow a couple, I can send them home with her.
That would be perfect.
Yeah, so that's really all I have for you is just, those few things. Like I said, she's doing great in school. She's got good grades, like A's, I think 1B, because of, her imagination.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I had for you today. Do you have any questions?
Not really. You kind of just clarified everything. I was a little worried coming in, she's a very active child, so sometimes she might act out a little bit, but what kid doesn't?
Yeah.
But it's very good to hear these sort of strategies that can help, and that she's doing pretty good in school. So yeah. Thank you.